Alright, hey everyone. I thought I would take a look at the newly added dodge stat, which you can see over here. And it is the value that every colonist has when they have a melee weapon in their hand that allows them to dodge attacks from another melee weapon. So it's very, very cool. It's been added into the game in Alpha 17, and if you're watching this beyond Alpha 17, then it's probably something that's completely normal to you. But until now, there has been no dodge stat, and melee has kind of been hit or miss on whether you would use it. In fact, I don't think I ever used melee, except in the medieval playthroughs that I had. I don't think I ever bothered with melee. It was borderline useless, I would say. So anyways, I've spawned in 4 colonists over here, and they're all unique in a way. You might recognize JC Denton if you watched a few of my videos, but he is the ultimate colonist. I will give him Trauma Summon now. But he is, by all means and by all intents and purposes, the strongest vanilla colonist you can get once I do finish off with him. And then the rest of them, Aoife's one of the worst colonists that I could make for this. She has 2 peg legs and 2 cataracts, and I'll explain why she has those stats now. And then we have Amanda and Savannah, and they both have different stats for dodges. So as you can see, if I go here, her melee is 0, her melee is 20. And I think Aoife's is 1, just so I can show you how it works exactly. The rest of them are all 20, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and give this guy Trauma Savant and Sensory and Fibrous Mechanites, just to kind of finish him off, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, cool. So I've given him the Fibrous Mechanites, Sensory Mechanites, and Trauma Savant, and these are important, and I'll explain exactly why these stats are important. So if I go into Amanda, and I take a look at the dodge chance, and you can do this with any pawn, but I just like her because she has 20 melee. Once you've equipped a melee weapon, you'll get this dodge chance. It'll be above 0%. You can go take a look at what factors into the total percentage. You can see over here it says final value 30%. But it shows you what factors into it, and this is the important thing. So moving at 100%, which is 100% importance, and sight at 100%, 70% importance, but it maxes out. But I'm going to mess around with that later, so we'll see how it goes. It does max out though at 100%, so your eyesight is not going to help out too much if I'm understanding this correctly. As long as you have 2 good eyes that can see normally. But if I take a look at Aoife, for example, now just keep in mind she has her melee set to 1, and I can change that later just to mess around with this. If we take a look at Aoife, she has melee 1, so she only gets 5% instead of the usual 100%, because each level is 5%, 20 equals 100. And movement at 30%, sight at 50%. So she can only see half as well as a normal human and move at less than 1/3 the speed. So if I go ahead and set skill, which is a new thing added in Alpha 17 as well, and I go into melee and I set it to 20, we can actually observe what it changes to. So as you can see, the post-processed curve takes it from 20% down to 0. So this post-processed curve can be detrimental, I would say, because she has 20 to 100. But because of the other health factors, it's going to keep it at 0%. Now, if I take a look at Amanda, and this is one of the more interesting things. If I take a look at Amanda, she has movement. She's just a normal, regular colonist. She has movement at 100%, sight at 100%. But then the post-processed curve takes it from 80% down to 30. That's a steep drop. That's 50% down. And just keep in mind that she's not enhanced whatsoever. She has no parts whatsoever. If I go to Savannah, and let me set her melee to 0 quickly. Sorry, I mean set her melee to 1. Take a look at the dodge chance. And you can see that a post-process curve takes from 5% down to 0%. And if you remember correctly, you saw with Aoife that it took it down from 0.98 to 1%. So what this tells us is that if you're not a perfectly healthy colonist who has decent melee skills, you actually won't be able to dodge much. So I'm going to keep raising this melee. Let's set it to 5. Let's take a look at 5 quickly. So still 25% down to 0%. So it seems to be pretty fucking steep. This is level 5. And remember that this is non-enhanced whatsoever. So now it's at 10%. So from 50% down to 10. I don't know exactly what the curve is for this. I don't know where I can check. There probably is a way to check in the files. Okay, so let's take a look at JC Denton then. JC Denton is enhanced in every single way. In fact, his consciousness 130, movement 271, manipulation 312. Sight is up, but as I said, it does max out, so it doesn't matter. Movement is the big one at 271. So let's take a look at the dodge stats. As you can see, it's at 47%. That's the highest that I've seen so far. But as you can see, movement from 271. That's pretty fucking hectic. It takes it down from 80% down to 47. Now 80%, you say? Isn't that so strange? It is the same as Amanda, even though the movement is almost 3 times as much as a normal human, but the post-process curve takes that into account somehow. So this post-process curve does actually change things quite a bit. So I've gone ahead and changed the legs to 3,000,000% or higher. I don't actually know. I just added on a whole bunch of zeros you can actually see, and then I've changed the efficiency to 5,000%, which just adds on even more. I've also changed the sight, but obviously sight caps out at 100, so it doesn't actually matter. I wish it did cap out at 200 though, because advanced bionic eyes should let you see things clearer, I guess. So capping out 200 would make sense to me. So finally we can see that it actually caps out at 50%. As far as I can tell, unless you get melee level 21, you cannot actually raise it beyond this 80% mark is the pre-processed curve point, and it takes that into account and then it brings it down to 50. I could carry on raising the leg percentage, but at that point it doesn't even matter. So for now, realistically, the highest that you can get is about 40%, like between 38 and 42%. I would actually go ahead and just say that you're very rarely going to get level 20 melee in games, so I'd be happy with like 15 to 20, to be completely honest. Take every victory, man. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching me mess around with the dodge stat. This is sort of a test video, and I kind of wanted to... I've been wanting to make a lot of these for every single patch. So this is for Alpha 17. Keep in mind that things are going to change, so this may be completely different past Alpha 17, but 50% is... pretty nice. Miss. Obviously, he also has a chance of missing. There we go. Dodge. Hit him there. 5, 6. Pretty good. It's like playing Phantom Assassin in Dota. There we go. 3, 4 hits. 4 hits. Out of like 20 to 30 attacks. I think that's pretty fucking good. Hey you! Thanks so much for making it to the end of my video. I really appreciate it. Editing videos is both my hobby and my passion, and with that in mind, I've decided to open up a Patreon if you'd like to support me besides in the amazing ways that my subscribers already usually do. I've got loads of perks and benefits, including having your own personally custom made colonist, being one of my default colonists in the mod showcases, special roles on Discord, joining me while I stream, monthly Q&As and podcasts. I've got it all. Come take a look. All support is always appreciated, monetarily or not. If you're a subscriber, then be sure to hit the little bell over here to always be up to date with videos I push out, and head over to the Discord if you ever want to have a deep and meaningful chat with me. And last but not least, I hope you're having an amazing day.